Hey everybody, my name is April Verch. I'm a fiddle player, singer, and step dancer, and this video is a follow-up to a tune that I taught in a prior video, Ward Allen's Back Up and Push. So if you haven't seen that video and learned that tune, I'll link to that video in the comments below. You can check it out first. I'm not going to repeat any of that, but I'm going to jump into talking a little bit about ornamentations and variations to that great tune. Before we get started, just a reminder that if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would really appreciate it if you don't mind doing that. It doesn't cost anything and it doesn't obligate you to do anything, but it helps get my numbers of subscribers and viewing hours up, which helps me make a little income eventually from YouTube. So thank you for considering that. Okay, so for back up and push, I'm going to talk about just a few simple things you can do to vary the tune, make it more interesting if you're going to play it a few times through for both you and the listener. The first thing I would say is don't do anything too fancy to the tune the first time through. You can add a couple of simple ornaments, but don't vary the melody until you've established it and played it once. That's always good, because if someone doesn't know the tune, you want to play the tune as it was written, as closely as you can. So once you've played it that way, one of the things that I've noticed about this tune is that it has that repetitive pattern, da-da-dum, 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 right? That same rhythm. So the easiest thing you can do, but it makes a world of difference, and this is true with a lot of fiddle tunes, is articulate it a different way each time you play it. Don't play them all short like I just did. Don't play them all long. But alternate short and long in different ways every time you play it. Okay, that's not hard to do, and it's really effective. The other thing you can do when you have a tune that has a lot of holes like that is you can fill them in. One way is just by doubling the note. So instead of stopping on pausing, we can play another same note. And we can alternate that. You can also fill in those notes with those holes, I should say, with different notes. So instead of just repeating the A, we could try so I'm just finding other notes in the chord that work. That's mixing them all up. Okay. That takes a little bit of experience, and it's trial and error. It's not always going to come out the way you think, but you'll get it. I'm sure of it. Also, I'm pretty big on slides. I use them a lot. So just a subtle slide, sort of from where your G sharp up to an A. That was too many. You have to be really tasteful with slides. Space them out, you know. Okay, let's go on to the B part when we have... Sometimes I just run down. So anytime you have a phrase that starts on an open, you can consider running down. If the phrase starts on a third finger, you can consider running up. Okay? So in this case, slide, just a single trill or grace note. In the Ottawa Valley style that I grew up in, we just go up one note for a grace note. Some other traditions will go like 1 to 3, but I would just go 1 to 2. And you always start on the melody note. So the B is my melody note. So I'm going to go B, C, B. Could do one there. I could run up. Same thing with trills. Any ornament, you just don't want to overdo it. You want to space them out nicely. Let's talk about that cha-cha-cha. We could do, so we could turn that around. Now, here's another place where we can add notes because of that pause. So we could do same trick as the first part. Sometimes, I think I fell into this one by accident. Sometimes I go, or lots of options there, but so now let's talk about a chromatic lick. So chromatic is where we're moving in half steps. So, and it works well for connecting passages. Think of them as passing notes. So that's all steps. G to G sharp, half steps to A. So actually starting it on the F sharp. So without the fancy ornament before, it would just be. So and there I started on an E. Again, just a passing note, just filling in that space a little bit. Adding a note. You can also omit notes. So if you have a really notey section, try just leaving one out. So where's a good spot in this tune? There's a section. So maybe the third time through I might leave one of those notes out and just do. So it would sound like. I left another one out after it, just to sort of give a little emphasis and change it up a little bit. Okay, so just to recap, I'm going to play the tune and do whatever happens, but try to include a few of the things that we talked about. One thing, if you're new to varying tunes, that sometimes helps is to make yourself a little arrangement, if you will, like write it down. So write A, B, B, and know that this is your second time through, because the first time you're going to keep it plain. And then the second time through A, you could write slide and trill. And then the next A might be trill and double notes, like da 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 da. You know, you can call them whatever you want as long as you know what they mean. And then in the next B you might write run down, you know, and then fancy lick, which could be your chromatic lick. And that way you have a plan and you're not so stuck trying to figure out what to do in the spur of the moment. You can sort of follow that. Once you've done that for a few tunes, it starts to get easier and you just play it like that, and it's one of those aha moments that's very exciting. But until you get to that point, That's not cheating. It's a really good exercise, actually. Sometimes I even write out like several times through of what my plan is until I get good at it. All right, well, here we go. Just for the sake of time, I didn't play a very plain first time through. I did that sort of in the other video, but you get the idea. I hope that is helpful for you. Leave me a comment and let me know if you have any questions. I'll try and have a look, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.